fact that it's not one of the war horses and most iconic stories has been the most freeing part of the process, because we've all been discovering the story. It's the story of an artist who gives up, who loses faith in their vision, who loses the thick skin that one needs to put originality out in the world.
Sadko ist ein Mensch mit einem großen Herzen und der kommt mit der Gesellschaft einfach nicht so klar.
He believes in a world of migration, of unification. He's an idealist, and he's living in a very separatist, isolationist society, like most of us in Europe right now, and in America even worse. So we followed this man on his journey to try and hold on to his gift, to his song, to his belief. And he loses it midway through the show, and he falls into deep depression, into a space of suicide. And I don't want to give away the ending of what we've done, but he has to make a very difficult choice about how he can continue walking forward as a member of society. So it's been it's a beautiful surprise. That's what I love about operas. You dust off this score, 500 pieces of paper from some ancient dead ancestor, and it's just these little black dots on a piece of paper, but it's not. It's a universe.
The opera Sadko is not only unknown in the Western countries, it's quite unknown in Russia too. In the last 20 years, there are only 2 productions going on in the whole Russia. It's really a jewelry, hidden jewelry. So Sadko is a folkloristic story, and I think it says a lot about the life of old Russia no one knows now. So I think for the Western country, this is an interesting opera to deal with, because as a director you can practically do whatever you want, because again, there are no cliches, there's no tradition of that, which I think is good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what I really need is like a wall of black. What happens next, you guys? He enters, so we're all here in a line, we're silent, yeah? And then he sings a little bit, and Betsy's and he's like, you owe me money. For 12 years, you haven't paid me shit. You owe me money. He basically wants his head. And Betsy, the princess, says, let him sing. Give him one more chance to sing.
I've made it very unrealistic, the fairy tale aspects, because for me what felt essential early on from my own personal journey is we're escaping inside his inner world. The swans, the birds, all of these animals that have been anthropomorphized into human beings represent something of our inner nature, our inner feminine, our inner masculine, our inner ugly duckling. And so we wanted to create a world that had a sort of Jungian symbolism for his inner feminine and his self-hating, violent inner masculine. We've allowed that to remain in a poetic frame.
Okay, here we go. Just right in behind me. Yeah, is it happening? Is it going well? Back up, back up, back up, back up. And then Papa says no, and Papa pulls us back. You're just these beautiful black angels. So he starts singing a song. Everyone, it needs to be like one of those he's singing for his life.
Heldentenor, und dafür liegt es sehr, sehr hoch, die Situatur.
Honestly, I don't know how the poor guy survives. I mean, this is probably the most unpleasant role you could write for a tenor, for a simple reason. It's an old Russian, and the other thing is it's not real Russian. It's a language which was created. In Russia, normally, to perform it, you would need surtitles.
К ней, да Славный витязи, все из-за моря.
I think the genesis of the video screen comes from the tricky dramaturgy of the opera, which is in scene 4, we wake up at the town market. They're all shopping for this and fishing nets that and selling this. It's just all these things they want to buy. Well, and what is that for the modern world? There started to develop this very clear, grounded, realistic world that we know, our living rooms, televisions, home shopping network. So the TV screen suddenly allowed us to have this immediate flip between the mundane and the poetic. It's written as an absolute happy ending. The male comes home, his abused wife accepts him, the princess that he secretly had an affair with dissolves into a river, and all of Russia are happy and long live Russian men. That's how it's supposed to end. We had a big problem with that. So we've found a completely different reading of the music, as most modern opera does. What I have hope is that the audience members go out and choose the opposite of what Sadko chooses.